All right, shalom, shalom to the whole select nation of Israel. Giving us all the blessing by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, the apostles, bishops, and elders of great most of them grew well. All right, and I've taught this word in truth and sincerity, and peace and mercy to the whole full elect, starting with 144,000. That's also pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. So, Miss Toronto, once again, I got with me Malak, and my name is Amath, and this live lesson, really, we're gonna be rolling in the spirit. But I have some precepts prepared, but these are the precepts that came to my mind as I was thinking upon this clip from Redacted, which we'll pull up and check it out. But you see the title here, Rolling in the Spirit, the Onions, Leeks, and Garlic. And as I was watching this clip that we're about to get, that's all I can think of. The Spirit kept bringing that phrase to my mind, right? Remember the cucumbers, melons, onions, garlics, and the leeks. Israel's complaint about Egypt. And as I was meditating on that, I also thought, you can cut off or take out. All right, you can take out Israel from Egypt. You can take Israel out of Egypt, or you can cut Israel from Egypt, but you can't take the Egypt out of Israel. And this is why 2/3 of Israel have to be destroyed. Okay, and we're gonna get precepts to back that up. But yeah, the reason why especially, all right, the so-called black woman, right? I'm trying to find this thing here. Oh, there it is. The reason why she's feeling the squeeze more so than anybody else, all right, is because of that Gardenian pack. Okay, like Apostle, I've heard that years ago, but I remember Apostle Ramlov just brought it up again recently. Okay, the Gardenian pack, which is that pack that was made between the serpent and Eve in the garden. Okay, then followed by Adam. But yeah, you proud Israelite women, all right, are gonna feel the squeeze more than anybody else. Now, men are gonna feel it too, and in that day, men are gonna be like women as well. The scriptures say this, but you're the weaker vessel. Women are the weaker vessel, right? It goes children, then women. So when all hell breaks loose, and these are the beginning stages of us witnessing that, the height of Jacob's trouble, all right, it's you women that are the most proud, that are gonna feel the worst. Okay. Now, before we get into this clip, I'm going to bring out 3 precepts. I know actually, you know what? You can go ahead, actually, Malak. I know you got something you want to open up with.
Okay. Real quick, beautiful, because you hit the nerve, and then this precept came to me when I pulled it up. This is Deuteronomy 28. Okay. Excuse me. I'm going to read 47 and 48 of Deuteronomy 28, right? Because you mentioned it.
Oh, that's the spirit. We'll definitely come back to that.
Okay. All right.
You can read it, though. You can read it.
Read it?
We'll just bring it back out again.
Beautiful. It says, I'm going to read from the KJV. It says, because thou servest not Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst, in nakedness, and in want of all things. Right? And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until ye have destroyed thee. So, this is the result of rejecting Ba'ashem Yahushai. There's no other way about it, right? And you gave the perfect illustration, right? Simply put, that's it.
Fun. Yeah. Let's go to Numbers, because like I was saying, I was meditating on that. Just like like the old saying goes, you could take Jake out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of Jake, right?
That's right. You got to cut it out.
And it's the same, right? It's the same thing with women, like how they say you can't make you can't make a housewife out of a hoe, right? Or turn a hoe into a housewife. Shalom.
Shalom, brother. Y'all about to shine, brother.
Shalom. Right? So it's the same thing with Israel when it comes to their relationship with Egypt, right? In the spirit of Egypt, Babylon, right? And these other various places, but the main places that you hear about is Egypt, Babylon, Rome, Greek, and Rome. And now it's here in America. Okay. And you can't take the Egypt out of America. Here, Jake is being cut off from America, right? And you're gonna see it in the clip. Slacker. Your brothers want in. Let me send this link to the other brother here. Boom. But yeah, it's, again, like I was saying, you can't take the Egypt out of Jake, okay? Because they've been spiritually what's it called? Defiled. Okay, they've been spiritually defiled with Egypt.
Castrated.
30 and 1. And let's get this in the King James. Isaiah 30 and 1 says, "Woe unto the rebellious children." It says, "Woe unto the rebellious children, saith the Lord Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that take a covering with a covering, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit." Right? So 2/3 of Israel, all right, what you're gonna see is they've taken a covering of the spirit of Egypt, not the spirit of Yahweh Shem El Shai. And this is why Yahweh Shem El Shai, the Most High, is gonna have to do away with 2/3 of Israel, because you can't take the Egypt out of Israel. Maybe I'll entitle that, this lesson, "You Can't Take the Egypt out of Israel." But let me finish this up. Isaiah 30 and 1. "Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin." Right? Verse 2, "that walk to go down into Egypt." You see? And with all this government assistance and government aid, that's basically what Jake has been doing over the decades. Okay? And it says, "and have not asked at my mouth who are the prophets." Okay? Rather, what has Jake done, especially the so-called black woman? They've scoffed and mocked at the prophets. To strengthen themselves, to strengthen and strength of Pharaoh, okay? And to trust in the shadow of Egypt, which also goes into a covering, okay? And that's going to be the downfall, okay, of Israel, starting with the so-called black woman, okay? Is their trust in the shadow of Egypt. Because these heathens don't give a shit about you Israelites, man. All right, especially these Edomites. But you're going to learn that the hard way, okay?
That's right.
Here, this is verse 3. It says, "Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame." Okay? And that ultimately is going to be the MOTB. Okay? The mark of the beast. You're gonna partake in it. You're going to take it. And that's going to be to your shame. Okay? And it says, I'll read it again. It says, "Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in Egypt, the shadow." Let me read that again. "Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion." And this is what we're witnessing with these EBT and SNAP benefits being cut. Well, the reason why you Israelite women in particular, and this is, the reason why I'm pointing out the Israelite woman, right, so-called black woman to be in particular, is because it's you that's doing the most complaining when it comes to these food stamps being cut off and SNAP benefits and EBTs. Okay, all this government aid is you that's doing the most complaining. So because you've trusted in the so-called white man in the shadow of Egypt, the covering of Egypt, you're going to find yourself in confusion, pure confusion when all hell breaks loose. Okay. Now,
Shalom. Yahweh Bashim Ashai Brakatah.
Real quick, so I'm going to get these 3 precepts I wanted to get earlier, and then we'll get into that clip. So let's go to first one, Nahum 11, just to bring back the account, and 4. What the hell is going on here? Okay. So Nahum chapter 11, verse 4, it reads here. It says, and this is in the King James, it says, and the mixed multitude that was, actually, let me read this in the NLT. All right, so Numbers 11 and 4, NLT, it says, then the fringed rebel,
Foreign.
my bad. Then the foreign rebel who were with the Israelites began to create the good things, and the people of Israel also began to complain. Oh, for some meat. Remember the fish we used to eat for free, and we had all the cucumbers, the melons, the leeks, and garlic we wanted. Right? Living off of that lifestyle in America, we upsize everything. But Jacob been accustomed, and even Israel, even the elect of Israel, we've been accustomed and nurtured by Babylon the Great. But the difference between the hopeful elect and 2/3 is that they're being nourished where it counts, which is in the spirit by Yahweh Shem Shai. Because that's what's gonna take in Jacob's trouble to endure it. Okay, is the Holy Spirit. So continue on. It says, but now our appetites are gone. All we ever see is this manna. And the funny thing about this precept is, when I was reading this spiritually, this is literally how Jake, especially the so-called black woman, right? But this is how Jake see the words of the Lord, and this is how they see the prophets. They see the prophets because what's the spiritual manna? The spiritual manna is His truth right now, right? This truth comes down from heaven.
Right.
So this is the spiritual manna today in spiritual Egypt once again. And look at how Israel was complaining. It says, but now our appetites are gone. All we ever see is this manna. The manna looked like small coriander seeds, and it was pale yellow like gum resin. The people would go out and gather it from the ground. They made flour by grinding it with hand mills or pounding it in mortars. Then they boiled it in a pot and made it into flat cakes. These cakes tasted like pastries baked with olive oil. And it says here, verse 9, the manna came down on the camp with the dew during the night. But let's get this in the King James, because it tells you it was fresh oil. And what's likened to fresh oil in the spirit?
That's right.
Is this truth? So the same way Jake was complaining about the manna, and they were like, yo, all we see is this manna every day. Remember when we were in Egypt, we had variety. We had fish, we had cucumber, we had melon, the leeks. That's how Jake is thinking about America today, being cut off from these food stamps and SNAP benefits. But here, the Lord has been establishing the spiritual manna right before your eyes the whole time. So what's Jake doing? Jake's saying, forget the truth. We want the shadow of Egypt. Okay, just like back then, they were like, yo, this manna is boring. Egypt, we had variety, not knowing that they're being fed with angels' bread. Okay, food from heaven.
You said it right there. Not knowing that this fresh oil, okay, the living manna is woefully rejected.
That's right.
That's the Lord's separation. And you said it at the beginning of this lesson.
That's right.
Cutting out, man. So it's solemn. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, when you read it here in the King James, it says, we remember the fish, or no, verse 6, it says, but our soul, I'll read verse 5, says, we remember the fish, which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumber and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. But now our soul is dried away. So they're complaining. They're saying our soul is dried away. There is nothing at all besides this manna before our eyes. So Jake looked at the miracle of manna coming from heaven, the miracle of the Lord feeding Israel with manna. They looked at it as it was nothing, right? They disdained it. They said our soul is dried up, and all we got is this manna before us. Like, Egypt, we had variety. What's this?
Rebellious
That's
house.
Jake, man.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
that's right.
Yep. That's Jake, man, and that's how they are with this truth. That's how they are with this truth. And this is why the Lord is going to unleash on you Israelites in Jacob's trouble, especially you women, man, because you're proud and you're settled on your lees. So let's go to the next two real quick. I know brothers got things in the chamber fired up.
And what's so crazy about it, if I may add,
Yeah,
those Jakes that were involved in the deliverance, the Exodus, they saw the Red Sea part, they saw the plagues, they saw the chariots, and they still,
yeah.
They say they exclaim when they see the chariots. Is what the fuck is that? When they see the chariots today.
That's the thing, man. That's why, at least for me, like the more, and I'm pretty sure I speak for you brothers too.
And freeze.
Oh, he's still there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's better. It's not echoing now.
Yeah, the echo's gone.
Echo's gone.
Oh, we can't hear you, Amath.
But we can't hear. He's never talk yet.
It's showing that your mic's muted.
Oh, his mic?
Yeah, that's what it's showing.
But it sounds good now, though.
Can you hear him?
No, we can't hear him. I think it has to do with his earphones.
No, he's fixing it now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. Jake is something else. Prophecy is exactly what it is. In regards to the Lord's separation, he's separating. All right? He's making a distinction. Not all Israel is of Israel. On this side, he has his elect chosen, man. We know it's a great blessing. Hopefully elect.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, man. Jake, see the chariot. They see the men on the streets, and they scoff and get really crazy with us, especially these women, these wicked women of Israel, man. And you effeminate men, right behind them.
Sure.
So yeah, he's gonna sign back in.
I have a precept.
Yeah, and then bring it out, and then
bring it out,
and then when Younger comes back, we'll go. Go ahead.
Job 23:12, and it reads, "Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips. I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food."
Wow.
Right? The words, this truth, this living water, this oil, right? It's our sustenance, right? Because the elder The elder Imam said earlier that Jake he considers this man, he looks at this manna through carnal lenses and doesn't realize, you know, that was a sustenance during the time of the Exodus,
That's
right? And
right.
today in this time, you know, we're about to go into the famine of the word, you know, and the Lord has built us up with spiritual gifts, right? These spiritual gifts, this word, this is our sustenance, this is our nutrients,
This
right?
is what keeps us going,
Exactly.
right? That's a fire that burns within us. And, you know, if you're not living up in spirit and in truth, and you say these words, you're a fraud, right? But it says of 2/3, they're dried up, man. And you know, and it goes back to, simply put, while this fire is burning, the Lord is implanting inside the elect the fear of the Lord.
That's right.
Right? Fear of the Lord. Right? The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, the fear of the Lord. He's building that up in the elect, and you can clearly see it. Right? So all you people out there that's talking a good game and talking, you keep talking, man.
Yep, that's right.
We'll, you know, to the best of our ability in the spirit, we'll live it. We'll continue to live in the spirit to the best of our ability, according to these words and scriptures. You have something, Ben?
I did, but I dropped it, so I'm just waiting. I'm just just tuning in.
Okay, wait for it. All right, yeah. So simply put, man, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and you brought it out there in essence in that wonderful precept, right? That's what keeps us going, keeps the fire burning, the treasure. It's like looking for that treasure, right? He is the treasure, man. This truth is the treasure, and the doctrines that are tied to it that he has given us, right? All the way down to the apostles on down, man. Here he is. He's back on. Beautiful.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, clear.
Oh,
Perfect.
You know, the prince of the power of the air, man.
For real.
From the beginning.
Yep.
All right. Let me I don't know if you guys were reading a precept.
We're about to we're gonna get into something.
Okay, let me read these two, because we still got this
finish
clip
what you got,
that I want to play.
Yeah, man.
And then
I bring
we'll
up
get
this
into
after.
Khan. So Exodus 6:16, okay, and 2. I'm bringing this out in NLT. Exodus 16:2, and it reads, There too the whole community of Israel complained about Moses and Aaron. Right. So just like they complain about the manna from heaven, they complain. They can also complain about the prophets, which proclaim the miracles of the Lord. Okay, and they're doing the exact same thing today. So it says, if only the Lord Yahweh had killed us back in Egypt, they moaned. There we sat around pots filled with meat and ate all the bread we wanted. Oh, let me share my screen.
Wow.
All right. Okay. So it says, I'll read it again. It says, verse 3, if only the Lord Yahweh had killed us back in Egypt, they moaned. There we sat around pots filled with meat and ate all the bread we wanted. But now you have brought us into this wilderness, to starve us all to death. And we're about to go through that spiritual and proverbial wilderness again.
Beautiful.
Right? Because the wilderness was the straight path, or the narrow path to get into the land, into the promised land. It's the same thing today. Jacob's trouble is likened to that testing in the wilderness. Okay. And what was the mindset of our people back then? They, after seeing the way the Most High destroyed Egypt, in their minds, they had rather die in that destruction than go through the proving grounds of the wilderness. And when you go into the wilderness, the Lord was still feeding them. He might have had them go a day or two without food to test them, but the Most High always came through for Israel, even when they didn't deserve it. Okay? So just like then, Now, a lot of you Israelites, okay, a majority of you Israelites are getting ready to be put to shame in the harshest way. Okay. Last precept here, we'll go to Acts.
Beautiful.
Chapter 7, as well in the NLT, and we'll read 39. And this is why I said earlier, you might be able to cut Israel off from Egypt or take Israel out of Egypt, but you can't take the Egypt out of Israel until they're destroyed. That's why the Most High has to destroy 2/3. Because they got Egypt in them. Doesn't matter where they go. They're always going to be thinking about the melons, the leeks, and the onions.
Oh, that's what it is.
So Acts 7 and 39. Okay, it reads straight to the point. But our ancestors refused to listen to Moses. They rejected him and wanted to return to Egypt. You see? And told Aaron, make us some gods who can lead us, for we don't know what has become of us or of this Moses who brought us out of Egypt. So they made an idol shaped like a calf, and they sacrificed to it and celebrated over this thing they had made. And this is what's happening. See, you Israelites don't know that you're being farmed or herded into the MOTB. Okay, Second Ezra 15, it tells you my people are being led to the slaughter. All right, so this devil is playing mind games with you, psychological warfare. All right, he's playing mind games with you, and so that when he brings out the MOTB, you're gonna be begging for it. Okay, you're gonna be begging for it, just like you were begging for the idol, right, shaped like a calf. So a lot of you are gonna take the MOTB, man. A lot of you are gonna take the MOTB.
Just like during the they were lined up with masks on, outdoors, begging.
That's right. That's right.
So true.
This is an emergency.
All right, so this clip here, this is fair use, fair use, fair use. None of the channels on this panel are making money from this clip. All right, we're just showing this video for educational purposes only. All right, fair use, fair use, fair use. And we're not giving any medical advice whatsoever. So this is from Redacted, and it says Civil War in 2 days, food stamps run out, and America is in trouble. Because I think, November 1st, Saturday, tomorrow, right? Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how all this will transpire, what will transpire. But nevertheless, we know we're at the door, man.
November the 1st.
Yeah.
All right, brothers, let me know if you can hear it.
Moment in the United States. Are we about to face a food stamp civil war in this country when Democrats and the deep state intentionally cut off food stamps and the EBT program for low-income Americans? They did so intentionally, of course, as part of the government shutdown. Why? Why would they do that? Well, because it's the perfect deep state catalyst to spark a revolution. Come this Saturday, SNAP recipients will not see their November benefits show up in their account that were due, that's of course due to the government shutdown. So those cards will not be filled with food stamp monies. Black women are taking to social media, specifically black women like TikTok, to say that they will rob and kill white people. In fact, one woman says she's going to eat white people tasting that delicious cracker if she doesn't get her food stamps. Watch.
Come real fast just to make this video, just to make something very, very clear to the white man. Black Americans do not care about your government shutdown, and Black Americans do not care about you taking away our EBT and our government assistance, because Black Americans never depended on the American government to take care of us and feed us, because we never could. We were never able to depend on the government.
Look at this roach. Okay. Full on hoodie, and you could tell this woman, this jig, she was screaming onions, melons, and leeks. She's doing that right now.
Of course.
She's telling you right now, you cannot take the Egypt out of us. We're gonna fight for America. We're gonna get back our old life in America.
Wow. Good old days, huh?
That's right. That's right. And then you're gonna see, man, that demons just start jumping on her. She starts getting to that pastor/reverend voice. You know, when the pastor is about to so-called get in the spirit, he's just enunciating everything very long at the very end of it. That's a demon. That's a demon. Listen to this woman.
The government in spite of what you may say and what you may try to force us to believe. So you can sit back and you can mock, you can laugh, and you can think that you're about to starve us to death. But I'm here to let you know that we are going to eat regardless, even if we have to hunt you animals down and roast and eat you, the delectable crackers and cheese.
Okay, I just want to say, I would like to let you know that Black people reduced their own poverty level by 80% before the Civil Rights Act was enacted by LBG, who was a racist. So Black people are more than capable of rising themselves out of poverty without any government assistance. She needs to read her Thomas Sowell. I just want to let her know that. Because it belies actual economics. So the idea that you have always been dependent is not true. I'm sorry you think so little of yourself.
Well, if killing and eating white people.
And she has a point, but she doesn't actually fully understand, because I'm gonna get 2 precepts here. Because I was watching this, I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like, it's true. Like, she brought out the study that, so-called Black people, which are the Israelites, took themselves out of poverty. But that's how it is with Jake. If you put Jake together, like you had, we always mention Black Wall Street, but there was so much more cities that were developed and doing well when it was just Jake in the community, right? And they weren't being harassed by the other nations, in particular Esau, Edom. But like Apostle Zahar said, they had everything. They had education, they had movies, movie theaters, they had stores, but they didn't have an army, a standing army, right? You always need an army. That's true. But let's go to, and the reason why we're able to do that as a nation, okay, because it goes back to this real quick. Deuteronomy 7:6, okay, straight to the point. It says, and yeah, it says here, I'll get into the NLT. It says, for you are a holy people
See?
who belong to the Lord Yahweh your power. Of all the people on earth, the Lord Yahweh your power has chosen you to be his own special treasure.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
And what made us special, now we'll go to
take your time.
Go back 3 chapters. You know what it says, doing this nonsense. Right. This is Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 1 to 2 in the NLT. It says, and now, Israel, listen carefully to these decrees and regulations that I'm about to teach you. And this is another thing I'm thinking as well, because she had mentioned that Jake, basically, Jake don't know the power that they have until it's too late. All right. And that's because they don't know anything about themselves or anything about their history, because they've been lied to. On one hand, they've been lied to. On the other hand, they reject the truth.
That's it.
Okay.
Wow.
So when she said that, I'm so sorry that you think so low of yourself, well, that's a curse. That's why our people think low of themselves, because they rebelled ultimately against the Most High. So they're cursed. They think low of themselves. The only people that remember themselves as they should in the spirit of the whole full elect of the nation of Israel. The rest of the nation is cooked. Okay. So it says, and now Israel, listen carefully to these decrees and regulations that I'm about to teach you. Obey them so that you may live, so you may enter and occupy the land that the Lord Yahweh, the power of your ancestors, is giving you. Do not add or subtract from these commands I have given you. Just obey the commands of the Lord Yahweh, your power, that I am giving you. Right? And we'll skip down to verse 5. It says, look, I now teach you these decrees and regulations, just as the Lord Yahweh, my power, commanded me, so that you may obey them in the land you are about to enter and occupy. Obey them completely, and you will display your wisdom and intelligence among the surrounding nations. And this is why, Esau and all the rest of the heathens, they know what the nation of Israel, right, which is you so-called Black Negroes, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, what we can actually do when we are obedient to the Heavenly Father. And even the lower level people of these nations, they know that we're a special people, but we're rebellious. We're basically caught up under the curses. Okay. And it says, intelligence among the surrounding nations. When they hear all these decrees, they will exclaim, how wise and prudent are these people of are the people of this great nation.
Mhm.
And that's basically how Esau felt when he came over here, okay, centuries ago. And he saw Jake living in America and doing good.
That's right.
It says, for what great nation has a power near to them as the Lord Yahweh, as the Lord, our power Yahweh is near to us whenever we call on him. And that's the problem. So you're looking at Jake right now. Jake's state and how they are is based upon their disobedience to
That's right.
what it says, their disobedience to what it says here. And what great nation has decrees and regulations as righteous and fair as this body of instructions that I am giving you today?
Straight.
So watch out, be careful, never to forget what yourselves have seen. Don't let these memories escape from your mind as long as you live. And they eventually ended up doing so. But Yahweh Shai sealed that to be kept among that seed, that chosen seed being the elect through his sacrifice. This is why we can recall all these events today through the Spirit.
That's right. That's right. That's
okay, reading in these scriptures, bringing us back. That's bringing us back into memory, memorial. And be sure to pass them on to your children and grandchildren. So,
beautiful.
you know, and then, you know, I was going to get that precept that you read actually earlier. I'll just get it again. Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Because this is why we're also dependent, because she had mentioned I wish you blacks would know that you don't need to be dependent. Well, it's actually the curses. We've always been a dependent nation.
That's right.
It's just that we've depended on the wrong gods and the wrong people.
Simply put,
there's only been one power that we're supposed to depend on, and that's the Most High Yahweh.
That's right.
But it says here, Deuteronomy 28 and 48, and this is in the NLT, you will serve your enemies, whom the Lord Yahweh will send against you. You will be left hungry, thirsty, naked, and lacking in everything. And this is what's getting ready to happen right now.
That's right. That's right.
In November.
Finally.
Okay? Because you trusted in the shadow of Egypt. So now you can be left in confusion and perilous times.
Right. And it's not going to go back to anything, people. It's getting worse and worse if you're missing what is being read there. Okay.
Right.
So, yeah. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah. It says the Lord Yahweh will put an iron yoke on your neck, right? And that happened to child of slavery, oppressing you harshly until he has destroyed you. But now it's done psychologically. Right? You know, Paul spoke about what? He said, we're breaking strongholds through this word, through preaching this truth. We're breaking the strongholds on the minds of our people. Esau doesn't need to put an iron yoke around your neck anymore. There was a time and place for that, hence prophecy. But now he's more, he's more subtle with it. And this is why you women you so-called black women, all right, are bugging out the worst. As we get into this clip, you're going to hear not even Edomites are complaining as much. Like Edomite men and women are not complaining as much as the so-called black women. Well, it be the Edomites that are mostly on these benefits. And they're not complaining as much as the so-called black woman. Right? And the so-called black man isn't complaining at all either. But we were supposed to be the broke ones, right?
Right.
The Lord is turning this world right side up. It was upside down. All right, now he's turning it right side up. And that's just with the man being on top, starting with the Israelite man, the man of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai, that serves the Lord.
And sorry to say, and Nero, what's running this world right now, he's putting hell on everybody, on his own people, on our people, on the whole world. So our temptation is here, man. That's coming.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
I got a quick one. Just to tie in. Just showing the distinction real quick. What the Lord is doing in regards to separation, because yes, we're a holy nation, but only a residue he's going to bring out of this, right? So this shows that the Lord has his hand on everything. Real quick. So this is Zechariah. I'm going to read it from the KJV, 8 and 11, right? And 8 and 12. Right, so 8 11 and 12. Zechariah 8, 11 and 12 KJV, real quick. It says, but now I will not be unto the residue of this people as in the former days, saith the Lord of armies, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. For the seed shall be prosperous. The vine shall give her fruit, and the ground shall give her increase. And the heavens shall give her their due, and I will cause the remnants of this people to possess all things. So that's
a progressive pronoun.
Right.
This people.
This people.
So not just anybody. It's this people he's dealing with, which is the men of the Lord.
The men of the Lord, the elect.
That's
so
right.
we can see clearly who he's going to bring through this. Just wanted to share that with those at home. That's the point.
Not the whole world.
That's
Beautiful.
That's right.
That's good
That's right.
precept.
That's it.
Okay. All right, so we'll continue on this clip.
Well, was it? Why does I keep doing that? I'm sorry. Something keeps happening with our. I don't know what happens back there, David. Maybe you can take care of that. Well, if killing and eating white people wasn't enough, black women, TikTokers are saying if food stamps are cut off, they're going to steal whatever food they want from people that are using their own money to buy food. Watch.
And people are going to start. I'm telling you, this is going to be a thing. People are going to start, instead of stealing groceries from the stores, they're going to start watching people go to their cars, and they're going to take all of their groceries. And you know what the store going to do? Not our problem. Not our business.
Okay, so you're encouraging people who buy groceries lawfully with their own money, who work hard and try to provide for their family, just go out and attack those people and steal their food. Okay, because the government won't give you free food or free SNAP benefits.
And look at Esau. Esau starting to, the Most High is starting to return that ancient Edomite spirit. And you're seeing that fight that was happening in the womb of Rebecca. All right, we're seeing it manifest. And it's been playing out throughout centuries in history, but it's at its boiling point. Because we're at the end of the end.
He hasn't slept for days. Look at those eyes, man. Go ahead.
Nervous. Oh, hell's gonna break.
Take those groceries. Watch.
If you're gonna take those groceries, go ahead and take them. If you gotta walk smooth out the door, just take them. I don't care. I support you. I support that message, and I'm gonna mind my business.
Yeah, so just go ahead and do it. It's no big deal. Women also showing online already in preparation for the food stamps. They've already been stealing and going to different grocery stores with trash bags. Just grab, and she says, just use a purse, use a trash bag, go to the store, and just grab whatever food you can. She's loaded up on lobster and steaks, which is hilarious because most people who use food stamps don't buy lobster or steak. They buy cheese balls and cheese puffs and processed food. But anyway, she has a whole...
And that's shitty food too. But I got to bring this up because that's even worse. Yeah. But I got to bring this out because, again, when I was watching this, like I said, all I can think of is you can't take the Egypt out of Jake, man. This is why the Most High is going to destroy 2/3. Because it's true. He does have a point in terms of you get these food stamps, and everybody complains about this. I've been hearing this recently, but Jake, especially the so-called black women, what they do is they get these food stamps and they buy the shittiest food, all right, and give it to their kids. You wonder why your kids have all these diseases and ailments and why they're sick, full of diabetes, and then they sell the food stamps and use the money, all right, to do their hair, get wigs, do their nails, do all these things. So, does the majority of the so-called black women in Israel care about their kids? No, they don't. They don't. All right. There's a few sisters out there that are sincere and fear the Lord. Okay, but hey, let me say this: if you're a sincere sister out there and you call yourself serving the Lord, then you better be working on your diet. You better be working on your diet, because if you're not working on your diet, then you don't truly believe. Diet is paramount, all right, when it comes to serving the Lord, because this is the vessel you have. This is the body you have.
That's right.
Okay, and these women, hey, what are they using the you heard them. They said they were using the stamps for lobster, crab. Right?
Meanwhile,
that's the difference between that's the difference between the elect of the nation of Israel and 2/3. Like the elect, you put money in our account, we're not going to go begging Esau for assistance, but you go put money in our account or give us assistance, government assistance. We're going to use it in wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to take government money and then use it to defile myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But that's Jake. So, anyways, this is Job 39, and in the past, we used to always bring this out talking about a woman, but Job here is talking about a ostrich.
Mm-hmm.
But when you read the characteristics of this ostrich, you can't say you don't think about the so-called black woman of our nation. So Job 39 and 13, it says the ostrich flaps her wings grandly, but and this is NLT. They are no match for the feathers of the stork. It says she lays her eggs on top of the earth, letting them be warmed in the dust. It says she doesn't worry that a foot might crush them or a wild animal might destroy them.
We see it all the time with these Eves. You know,
Yeah.
that woman in the UK who left her 3-year-old at home by herself to go party for the weekend, her birthday weekend,
Oh
and then she
yeah,
came
yeah,
back home and her toddler was deceased.
Damn.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You know.
Yeah. And then you even talk about like even when you get into in the womb with abortions.
Yep, that's right.
It says verse 16, she is harsh towards her young,
Mm-hmm.
as if they were not her own.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't care if they die.
Right.
Okay.
She's concerned with them big eyelashes, nails.
Yeah.
The Ultima.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It says, for Yahweh has deprived her of wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
He has given her no understanding. And this is what the majority of women in our nation are likened to. They're deprived of wisdom. They don't fear the Lord, and they have no understanding. This is why you're being called out. You're being called out by everybody. All right.
Yeah.
First and foremost, you've been being called out by the prophets. All right, but you're being called out by Esau, Edom, as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because the Lord is changing. All right, he's turning the tables. The so-called black man, starting with a man of the Lord, is going to be put back on top.
Mm-hmm.
But this, hey, you can a woman can only really receive wisdom and understanding if she has guidance, just like a man. That's why the order is set up. So she receives wisdom and guidance or receives wisdom and understanding when she has a man. Okay, by herself, women make the worst decisions by themselves. Why? Because they're full of emotions. But this is why the whole independent nonsense, the whole independent mindset was actually a snare onto you. Because your whole makeup has nothing to do with being independent. Your whole creation. The very word woman means servant. So you always created to depend on a master. And you chose, you made the Gardenian pact with Esau. And now look at you.
She become hard like a wild boar.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's supposed to be a domesticated pig. I mean, in this place, right? And then and if she follows the order, then that pig stick will go according to how the Lord has it planned.
Yeah.
Right, by following the correct order in spirit and in truth. Yeah, go ahead, brother. Wow.
Little bag full of groceries that she stole from the store, and she's encouraging other people to do it.
Hell, they talking about no food stamps. Y'all can take y'all purses if y'all want to. Y'all can take y'all purses if y'all want to. Taking no purse. Steak? What you mean? Steak? Now we about to eat good over here, baby. I ain't stopping shit.
All right.
You see the lobster.
12% of Americans are on SNAP program or on food stamps. Overwhelmingly, white Americans are on food stamps. The most people who use food stamps are white Americans.
That tracks because the highest group of poverty is white.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's interesting then why black men are now taking.
But remember, a lot of those so-called white people are actually Jakes. A lot of them are Jakes too.
To Twitter, and they're taking to TikTok, and they're saying it's very curious Why are you not hearing from fit black men? Why are you not hearing from white people? Why are you hearing just from black women who are saying go out and steal and loot stores? Listen.
So the government thinking they need
Because it's been them that's been benefiting the most off the system.
Mhm.
That's the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's always been the so-called black woman that's been benefit off the system the most. Going back to damn, what was it called again? I forgot the term, but basically going back to when um the woman, she could only receive government aid if the man was in the house.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
You know, the Willie Lynch?
No,
Don't go back to what?
No,
Huh?
benefits.
The
She received
benefits?
benefits.
Yeah, there's a certain term for it, but it's okay if it comes back. But again, because this society does not uplift, all right, the Israelite man, the so-called black man, all right, and Native man and North and Puerto Rican man and Mexican man. It uplifts the Israelite woman because this society is based upon disorder.
That's right. Oh,
Let
you're
me,
talking
you
welfare
can-
benefits?
Yeah. Let me
But
see if Chat can help me out with that
There's
real
another
quick.
term. Yeah,
So different. Probably different terminology.
there's a different term.
Yeah, these gremlins are working overtime today.
Oh,
Jesus.
yeah.
But you know what? You know where this is all leading back to? This is leading back to like going into the siege where people are not gonna get no food. They're gonna be eating their babies, their own babies, their own arm. You know, they're gonna be hunting other like. There's a movie called The Road. That movie had that as well. That type of visualize what's going on in that.
I found it on chat.
Did you?
It says here, it was often called a man in the house rule. It was a
Hey,
policy.
send it to me on
Come,
chat, and I can pull it out on
Okay.
WhatsApp.
Yeah. I'll send it to you right now.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get worse.
But you can continue reading it. I'll just pull it up so we can follow along.
Con. I just sent it.
Okay, beautiful. Yeah, you guys go ahead.
Con. So it's let me see here. Yeah. It was a policy, especially in the mid 20th century U.S. welfare programs that denied aid to a household if an adult male was present, even if he wasn't supporting the family. It pushed some families to separate in order for the mother to qualify for assistance. Though formally struck down by courts decades ago, some argue newer welfare policies still carry the same spirit, favoring single-parent households in eligibility criteria.
Yeah.
Stick a pin. They do this still up to this day.
Yeah.
Because you see, like when women get pregnant, they need that man who impregnated them to go after that man to get assistance from the government. You have to apply who impregnated you so the government can go after them to get little substance from them.
Yeah.
And it gives them a hard time to even to get what do you call that thing when you get child support.
Yeah.
When they look to get child support.
Yep. And you know what? That's in a sense, all right. In a sense, that's spiritual adultery. You're not supposed to involve a third party, all right? Like another man, a third party, let alone Esau, Edom, your enemy, into the matters of your marriage, in the affairs of your marriage. But anyways, it all goes back to the curses because, the curses is that a man would leave the households, right? He wouldn't be there to take care of his children. But that doesn't take away from the fault of you women, all right, basically looking down on the man. And some men are meant to be looked down with the way they behave, okay? But who's been looked down the most out of all the Israelite men? Prophets.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Prophets. Those are the worst people to look down on because those are the most highest men. Continue on here.
Parts. And you know who's not complaining? Black men. I thought we were supposed to be broke. You know, especially fit black men. That's one video that said, I thought we were supposed to be broke. I don't even see white folks complaining since they're supposed to be more on welfare. Where are their videos? I do see one group complaining.
Black women. Other black men are calling out this bullshit. And they are pointing out that these people are so upset about their food stamps. It's not about the food. They don't care about the food and the food stamps. They're stealing, or they're selling their food stamps. And they're making they're getting cash then to buy other things.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. Like, the real reason why a lot of people are upset about this whole food stamps, SNAP benefit thing, bro, is because they're selling their food stamps, bro. They're selling them. I'm telling you, they are selling their food stamps, bro. You know how many people in New York and other states right now are going to the corner store, the deli, and they're selling their food stamps, bro? They're selling, that's why they're getting like $4,000, $3,000 in food stamps, and they're selling it for cash. They'll get $4,000 in food stamps, and they'll just take like $1,000 in cash.
Yeah. One woman who works at a liquor store made this point. This woman gets it. She agrees with him. She knows these people are selling their food stamps to get cash, and they come in and they buy alcohol with it. She works at a liquor store. She says it every day, and she says life is about to start lifing for some people. Watch.
You know how many people I've seen sell food stamps to get their hair done, nails done, their toes done, buy an outfit to go to the club, drugs? A lot. If I've seen it, other people seen it. You know what? That's why people don't give 2 fucks. I've seen people, women, get a new man. The man got the food stamp. Now, the food stamp is for her kids. The man has the food stamp card and he in the grocery store buying shit that he wants. People see that shit. You know what? They don't give 2 fucks. You know, some kids go to school and get breakfast and lunch, no dinner, because mama not sold the food stamps for shit that she wanted.
Yeah, going to the club.
Going back to the ostrich that Joe was talking about.
That's right.
Get their hair done, everything else. And she says life is going to start, these people are going to start experiencing life for the first time. So what's really going on here? Does this benefit Democrats? Are deep state forces here want a revolution? Does it benefit Donald?
Brother, got a preset?
I was going to get Isaiah 31 and 1.
Isaiah 31 and 1?
Yeah, but I want to just talk about this. Did you see about the black girl what made cakes, and she's selling it. She bought it with her food stamp, I guess. And she's selling her baked goods with food stamps, and she got charged, and she's being sentenced to prison. Just about a week ago or 2 weeks ago. So some of these people are selling their food stamps, but if you get caught doing that, you have to serve time. They'll lock you up in America. But yeah. Let me bring up that scripture.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me get it quick. Hold on. Where is it? Okay, this is Isaiah 31 verse 1. It says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord thy power. Yahweh Shem Shai.
Beautiful point, brother. Yeah, in Egypt, you got a lot of power, right? From the left side that will support you, but there's no love, peace, and sweet joy. And it starts with that wicked woman that is given. And I'll read this real quick, right? Because we're going into real quick the wicked woman in Egypt. This is
well, not just the woman, but the men too. But right now, you are being highlighted through the spirit. You know, it's just how it is.
Yeah, beautiful. I was going to read the scripture that doubles up on that. It says, a wicked woman is given as the...
What precept is it?
Sirach 26 and 23. I'm going to read KJV, straight to the point. All right. It says, a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai. Feareth the Lord. So yeah, that's what I want to read.
Okay, and a godly woman is going to have wisdom, and she's going to have understanding. Why? Because she's going to know her place. Okay, that's literally how it works, man. A man does not receive wisdom and understanding by not knowing his place with the Heavenly Father. The scriptures say that the beginning of a man's fall is when he turns away from his maker. The beginning of pride is when a man turns away from his maker. So same thing for a woman. As soon as Eve turned away from Adam, guess what? That was the beginning of pride between the woman and the man. And that is being squashed. The Lord is squashing that and doing away with that right now through these EBTs and SNAP benefits being cut off.
Now you know who's your follower, huh?
That's right. That's right.
Wow. Man,
I have a quick one.
Yeah.
Just to land back the order, right? 1 Corinthians 11, verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, right? Yahweh Shai. And the head of the woman is the man.
Beautiful.
And the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh, right? So there's order, you know?
That's right.
These bogo women, these bogo, I can be bad by myself, right? There's order.
Can't
You know,
do
the
nothing.
men's under Yahweh Shai under the Father, and the woman under the man.
That's right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I got a scripture.
Come on.
This is going into the times we're gonna befall Israel again in these latter days. This is just referring of what our people faced back then in the ancient world. In this is 2 Kings chapter 6. I'll start from 24. It says, and it came to pass after this that Ben-Hadad, the king of Caesarea, gathered all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria. And there was a great famine in Samaria. And behold, they besieged it until an ass head was sold for 80 pieces of silver. So these are things what are tickled back in down the line. What's happening? People are losing their mind. Things are going to get out of proportion. Things are going to get out of hand. People are going to be killing each other. You know, when things really get when tough times come, man, Jacob's trouble, man. It's going to be like really bad, man.
Yeah, you got to look at the con. Look at the quality. Look at the quality of food, and look at what it's being sold for. Right in this precept, an ass's head, right? An ass's head, right, was being sold for 80 pieces of silver. So it goes to show you what's going to be important that day is food, protection, and shelter, and that's going to be given to the whole elect by Yahweh. Well, Yahweh Shai. This is why the Lord said, "I'll make a man more precious than fine gold." All right. Because he's going to have all those things and that protection because he served the Most High. Okay, so a lot of you women that are rebellious, all right, and don't want to just humble yourself down to the prophets, starting with the Israelite. Well, yeah, the prophets starting with the Israelite man. All right, well, humble down to the Israelite man. You're gonna find yourself in the worst scenarios in Jacob's trouble. Look, these people are selling 80 pieces of silver. 80 is 80 pieces. So 80 pieces of silver for an ass's head. Guess what? Mac and cheese is gonna sound good to you women nowadays, right?
Yep.
Spaghetti without the sauce, just butter and pepper and salt is gonna sound good. All right. Peanut butter and jam sandwiches sound good because you're not gonna have the power, all right, to basically choose and get what you want anymore. You're gonna have to submit yourself to what's available. And if you're wise, all right, and prudent, you would attach yourself and cling in the spirit to the Most High by asking for one of his men. They're straightforward as that.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna continue. It says, until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a cab of dove's dung, which is shit, for 5 pieces of silver. And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, "Help, my lord, O king." And he said, "If the Lord thy power do not help thee, Hence shall I help thee out of the barn floor or out of the
Oh my
wine press.
God.
You see that? He's like, how can I help you? Out of the
Yeah.
barn floor or the wine
Yeah.
press?
Yeah.
It
Yo,
says, verse 28.
it's like we're laughing, but you know what? Like it's serious, man, because it's gonna get so bad that the Lord, like in this scenario, the Lord put the spirit on a heathen king to look at you and be like, to look at this woman and be like, yo, listen, if your God can't help you, there's nothing I can do for you right now.
Right.
That's
Right.
right.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Right.
So that same spirit is gonna happen today where these Edomites are gonna look at Jake like, yo, you guys gotta figure this out. We can't help you unless you want to
Right.
partake of the MOTB.
And we see that happening in Jamaica right now on the islands. Like
Oh yeah.
they got destroyed over there.
Yep.
Con.
Well,
And
that's a smart
we-
city. That's
Yep.
what they're in. That's what they're making there. A smart
and,
city.
Yeah, that's where
No.
my father's from. Yeah,
You
that
see that?
place. And a lot of wicked Jakes over there. Hey, you Allen people, if you see this video, you better get your shit together, right? Because Lord,
right.
this is only the beginning of judgment. He preserved your life, right? And we're going to find out very soon if you're with him, right? Because he's doing the work to get you out of it, right?
Yeah.
So you preserve for a little time. Hey, but as the apostle said, if 10, if there's 10 righteous people on the island, hey, we know who they are, but you people don't know who they are. All praises to Yahweh Shem Shai. So yeah, but I just want to say something real quick about this. This donkey's head right now and that bird nest soup is straight from Moab, eh? That heathen, Moab is big on that. And in that day, this is coming now. You people can't even eat that stuff, right? Because the Lord put you in that situation. But yeah, donkey's head and donkey meat. Moab says it's from heaven. It's the best food they ever had.
Well, hey, in Jacob's trouble, they're gonna do that, right? In Jacob's trouble, you're gonna find yourself like the brother said. Women, like people are gonna be so the famine is gonna be so great that women, men as well are gonna be eating their children, man. You guys can hear us say that and think we're crazy and think this is too much, but whatever, we don't care. When it's gonna happen, there's nothing anybody can do or think or believe to change that. It's gonna happen. So if the Lord's gonna put a famine where people are gonna be eating, the thought of eating your child is gonna be like having that nice 8-ounce, 12-ounce steak at Chop. Yo, that tells you that drinking piss and eating shit and a camel's head, that's like trading up for these people.
The Lord's low.
Let me finish this. Let me finish this.
Yeah, it's gonna be serious, man.
That's
it's
right.
gonna be serious.
Verse 28. And the king said unto her, what alieth thee? Alieth thee. And she answered this woman said unto me, give my son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, give my son that we may eat him. And she has hid her son. So the whole point is people are going to be eating their own children, man. You know, they're talking about they can't get no food because they stopped their EBT and their food stamp and this, that, and all these things. That's just the beginning of sorrows, man. Like when things really go down the line, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. There's not going to be no return to normal. There's nothing going to be done until those nukes come, man.
It's not getting better.
It's not going to get better, man. You know, so you got to, it's crazy. And the Lord did say the judgment may start with with his people.
Absolutely.
Judgment's going to begin with the house, with the house of Israel first, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, John.
Straight.
Let me get this precept. I get two more. This will be my last two. But Isaiah. What is it? Isaiah 55. Actually, I'll probably play a little bit more of that clip, and then
Finish it up. Okay.
Yeah, Isaiah 55:6. This is NLT says, "Seek the Lord while he may be found." Or this is King James, sorry. "Seek the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near.
Mm-hmm.
Let the wicked forsake his ways or her ways, and unrighteous man his thoughts or her thoughts, and let him return or her unto the Lord Yahweh, and he will have mercy on them, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon." Okay, so just like the Israelite man, we have to go to Yahweh Shai to receive forgiveness from the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with you women. Ultimately, you women, you still have to go to Yahweh Shai, but your order is going to be under that Israelite man. Okay, in terms of receiving protection in the time of Jacob's trouble. If you don't want to find yourself in a position of what we just read in 2 Kings 6, then you better pray and hope, all right, and that the Most High pair you up with one of his men. Okay, and you got to work on that. And in the meantime, you got to work on bettering yourself by getting rid of that feminist spirit.
Yep.
In your mind, right? Because that shows that you want to serve the Lord.
Yep.
Okay.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay, we'll play a little bit more here. Let me know if you guys can hear this.
No.
No?
No.
Try this. Always something. All right, let's try this. Damn. This is a good preset. And shalom to the brothers, sincere brothers and sisters on the comment board. This is from Maya Ka'ala 144 Ba. It says, Lamentations 4:10. The hands of the pitiful woman have sodden her own children.
Oh.
They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. Damn.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep. Yep. Sodden means to boil.
Damn.
With all those spices of Egypt, if at all, or maybe they have to eat it straight. Wow.
Okay, so let's
Still can't hear it.
No?
No, can't hear it. I can't hear it.
Okay. What the hell?
Try it again. Beautiful precept there.
I have a quick one.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Isaiah 32 and 2. And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Right? And that's the man of the Lord. You know?
That's right.
You woman, your protection will be a man of the Lord. You know, not no Pookie or Ray. You know?
That's right.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Okay, so let me know if brothers can hear this now.
Of naturalnews.com. So this battle, you've been covering it on your show, seems to be unfolding where we've got about 2 days left before we're going to see something happen. I don't know what. I don't know if there's going to be massive civil unrest, some sort of a civil war, people freaking out, robbing people, looting stores, trying to get groceries because the food stamps program under the government shuts down on November 1st, the SNAP program. Before we get into like the politics of it all, Mike, I thought this program was supposed to, it was initially started to really help people. It was to help people who were impoverished, who were who were starving.
Yep.
If I may add, right? And we noticed over the course of the past 6 to 8 weeks, Nero 47 has been mobilizing troops all over America.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. Just like Russia stationed some troops over Venezuela, or some next place came across on this side.
Yeah. But Trump is what the brother's saying there is Trump is doing that because he knows that's what's coming. Civil war.
Yeah.
You know, so you're being again, like the precept says in 2 Ezra 15, that my people are being led to the slaughter. Let me get that real quick. I quoted it twice.
There's a lot of strategic moves, like chess right now happening that a lot of people are not aware of. They're not really seeing the moves, the puzzle piecing, because this is equivalent to the war you ever seen, man. And we're in the day to see everything unfold, man. Everything's happening right now, setting up.
Yeah. You know what? I'll just start from 14. We always get this. And actually, I'm going to get this in the GNT.
Just read it out. Yeah. No.
You said just read it all?
No.
Oh.
You see, Russia just dropped one test last week. When was it? Monday or something? Or Sunday? Yeah. It's a big bomb.
Which is just rumors.
Fly.
Yeah, it's just rumors because we know that MOPD needs to happen first.
Fine.
Right. We're close, man.
Yep.
We're close.
Yeah.
This is 2 Ezra 15 and 14 in a GNT. It says the world and the people in it are doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near, and that's the Third World War. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. But before the Third World War, we're going to have race war, gender wars, right? And we've been having all these wars, but they're going to be at an all-time high, okay? Real soon. There will be great political turmoil with one group, right, trying to overpower another and gain control. And that right now is Jacob and Esau. You can say it's many things. It's left and right, but it's also Jacob and Esau.
That's right. That's the war that people can't see, dummies.
Exactly, the spiritual one.
The spiritual one is materializing.
That's right. While ignoring the legitimate government, right? There will no longer be free access to the cities, and this goes into what the brother was bringing out about Trump mobilizing. Is it the National Guard or federal troops? I think it's National Guard.
National Guard.
Yeah, he's mobilizing throughout all of America, and this is what's going to restrict access in the cities from state to state. Okay, because of the chaos. It says, as it says, because the struggle for power will bring destruction. Right? Jacob versus Esau. Brown states or blue states versus red states. These are struggles for power. Okay, will bring destruction, terror, total confusion wherever people live. Driven by famine and terrible suffering, people will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions. And this is what we're seeing, right? They're going to line up, watch you go into the grocery store, get a full bag, come out, do the work for them, and then rob you. Okay. So this is, hey man, this is the Lord's gonna be with His elect, man. Okay, so we gotta eat.
That's right.
We gotta eat, man. So, where's the point about them being led to?
That was further up.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Verse 10. Yeah, verse 10 is the point. It says, my people are being led to the slaughter like a flock of sheep. Okay, and that's like what you're going into, Bunyamin. Like no one's, our people, the majority of our people, they don't actually understand what's going on. They don't know that they're being led to the slaughter like a flock of sheep, right? Because they're spiritually discerned. So they understand the war is being waged on them spiritually. And you're spiritually discerned because of their rebellion. Okay. So it says they will no longer have to live in Egypt. I will use all my strength and power to bring them out of the land. I will bring disasters upon the Egyptians as I did earlier, and I will destroy their country. And guess what? We are also among those people. I say we as a hopeful elect that are being led, all right, to the slaughter like a flock of sheep. But Yahweh Shemel Shah is going to be with that remnant of that flock of sheep, okay? The true sheep of the nation of Israel. The rest are goats. The rest of them are goats. All right? So, yeah, the Lord's going to use all, He says, I will use all my strength. So we're getting ready to see some miraculous things on the behalf of the hopeful elect.
That's right.
In the name and power of Yahweh Shemel Shah. I'll play a little bit more, and then I think that's basically it. I don't think he's saying anything else there.
But this thing hasn't really lived up to that at all. Where did this thing run afoul?
Well, I think when it also became corporate welfare for the processed food manufacturers who greatly benefit from this program. I mean, it's shameful as a culture that 1 in 8 Americans have to have their food paid for by somebody else in the country. That's a runaway problem by itself. But think about how the retailers, even Walmart, benefits from this. The banks benefit from the commerce transaction fees, and then the processed food companies benefit. And think about the long-term costs of this, because these processed foods, in my opinion, as a nutritionist and a food scientist, they contribute to long-term chronic degenerative disease, which raises...
See, this is what I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
Right? This is what I was saying earlier about the food stamps where, you know, our women, all right, they don't make the right decisions. Okay, you get a bunch of food stamps, get $4,000 worth of food stamps, sell them for $1,000, use $950 on yourself, and then the rest of the 50 on your children to eat garbage. Okay,
Dollar General.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Dollar General or Dollar Tree, whatever you guys have over there in Babylon. Okay.
Healthcare costs in the long run. So we're paying people to eat food that will cause diseases that we then have to pay for later on down the road. That is a cycle into despair and disease, and we've got to stop that one way or another.
Now, when we did this story earlier in the show, you know.
So that's what this program was, right? This program, the whole SNAP benefits and EBT cards, all that was a snare to you women to basically destroy yourselves and destroy your children, and ultimately destroy the whole household.
You know, I was saying a lot of these people will use the food stamp program and sell their food stamps. This is verified. People will sell their food stamps, and then they get the cash and they go and buy alcohol. They go get their hair done. They go, you know, this has happened. This is well documented. This isn't like a new phenomenon. And then some people in the chat say not everyone does that. A lot of us need it, and we actually buy healthy food. So, you know, it's not a black and white issue, is it?
No, it's not. And we do want to have compassion for our fellow Americans who need temporary help. What we don't want to create is long-term multi-generational dependence on a system that's actually promoting chronic disease and poverty. And so I agree with the Trump administration requiring some...
Yeah, so then Babylon should be destroyed. Babylon should be destroyed, man.
Let's drinks.
Yeah.
level of work, I think 20 hours a week or so, for people to continue to qualify in some states for the food stamp benefits. But I don't think it should be a long-term permanent program. And ultimately, by the way, we need to restrict it on junk foods. We need to say to people, hey, if you want our help buying food, that's fine, but you're going to need to buy more healthy ingredients. You're going to need to cook at home. You probably have time to cook since, you know, you're
and it's not like Esau has a healthy bone in his body at all. So you know, this place just needs to go. Ultimately, the answer is not attached to America still existing. Okay, the answer is attached to America, which is AKA Babylon the Great being destroyed. That's what the Bible says, and the men of the Lord are with it. Yeah, that's it on that. I don't know, brother, got anything else you want to bring up?
That's it.
Wow. Beautiful. So, low world, this lesson was straightforward and edifying to the full elect of the nation of Israel. All right. We're going to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Baruch HaKadosh, and double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders, the great millstone rule well. And I've taught this word in truth and sincerity, and peace and mercy to the whole full elect, starting the 144,000 that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth as well. All right. Abba, Allah, Shalom to the whole full elect. Stay up, stay in the spirit.
No.